Okay, well, we're in section 4.3, percent change and difference. And this is page number 166. Okay, and you have a copy of both your book and you have the answer key, this book. So total change is just the difference between the original value and a new value. So it's just a change, the difference. Like I have $10, you have $5. The difference between your money and my money is $5 because 10 minus 5 is 5. That's it. And percent change is just it really what it is. It's the absolute change over the original. So it's a ratio. We say that the new value is X percent more or less than the original value. So this is a percent change, right? Total change, which is here, the difference divided by the original, and we usually set it to 100 to make it a percent. So we'll just look at this. So here is tuition and fees 2016, 17, 17, 18 for these different types of college institutions. So the change here was a $100 change between a public 2-year, it's like a community college. It went up $100. And then the percentage was 2.9%. So these are the change, year-to-year changes. You can see it looks like, oh my gosh, a public 4-year out-of-state went up 800, and a private went up 1,200. That's like 12 times more than this one. But if you look at the percent change, they really weren't all that different. So many find percent change confusing and ask, why bother do we have it if we have total change? We'll look again at the data table. Notice that the tuition and fees for public 4-year out-of-state undergraduates increased by $800 to only $100 for public 2-year in-state. Right there. But the percent change is about the same, 3.2 compared to 2.9. The percent change puts total change in perspective. It's kind of the idea, right? So we'll do a couple of these problems. So we're going to look at this table and we're going to draw something from this table. First thing, these are all households, so that's the number of households in thousands. So there's 126 million households, just so you got it, right? And this is in 2017, and this is in 2016. And then we have other things like median income and all this different statistical data. But what we're going to look at is all households. So we have households here going to here. So we're going to compute the total and percent change for the number of households, which is right here. There's the number of households from 2016 to 2017. And I'm going to use an arrow diagram. And of course, all the numbers are going to be in thousands. I don't want to add zeros just to make things confusing. So let me give you an arrow diagram here. So I started the arrow diagram and I used, right, the 2016 number and the 2017 number. The original and the new. Now here I'm just going to find the difference between these two, which is just a matter of subtracting one from the other. So there we have the total change, 1612 increase of 1,612 households. So now I'm going to do the percent change, which is just the difference divided by the original scaled to 100. So you might want to think about that, and I'll put up the answer. And so I completed this 2 ways, right? Here I have the total change over the original. that equals some number over 100, cross multiply and divide, and I get a positive 1.3% increase in the number of households. And here I just simply divide it. I got 0.013, that's really 0.013 over 1, multiply the numerator and denominator by 100, I get 1.3 over 100, which is 1.3%. Usually, a lot of students just skip that step, or they go right here and move the decimal 2 places. But this is why that works anyhow. So here's another one. We're going to compute the total and percent change for median income. Last one was some households. Median income of all households from 2016 to 2017 when you use an arrow diagram. So I'll just do this arrow diagram here. There's the data. I'm going to split it up here. Move this over and move this over and insert an arrow. And I'll leave it in blue. So here's the 2016. This is dollars, median income. And so is this. So up here, I'm going to put the total change. And down here, I'm going to put the percent change. The reason they call it percent change instead of percent difference is because it's the same thing. Median income to median income. And you're just looking at the change over time. So our total change is just simply 61,372 minus 60,308, which is 1063. So a positive dollars 1063. Now the percent change is going to be the total change divided by the original amount. 2016, it came before 2017. And I'll put up that work. So this is what I did with the proportion, right? There is the total change divided by, put a dollar sign in there, the original, so I did with the proportion, cross multiply and divide, and I get an increase of 1.8% in the median income of all households from 2016 to 2017. This is basically the same thing, only here we're dealing with two different quantities, right? So with the last two, we were dealing with median income change over time. We were dealing with total number of households change over time. Here we're going to deal with two different things. And when you're dealing with two different things, it's really a percent difference, which is the same thing. It's the total difference divided by the first quantity. So, and the total difference is just, again, the absolute difference between the two quantities. So here's just how this explains it. We compute the percent change when we're referring to the same quantity changing over time. If we're comparing the size of two different quantities, we compute the total and percent difference. So that's what we're going to do now. So, okay, so we're looking at two different things here, family and non-family. So it says compute the total and percent difference in the number of family and non-family households in 2017. The numbers will be in thousands. Do this in two ways by switching the order in the arrow diagram. So I'm going to create an arrow diagram. I'm going to switch the order. First, I'm going to do family to non-family, and then non-family to family. So I'm going to get the numbers from up here. There's family households and non-family households. So I'm going to grab these numbers and put them down there. So here I have the number of family households and non-family. Now I'm going to find the total difference. And that total difference is the difference between these two, which in this case is a negative number. So that's the total difference. Now I'm going to find a percent difference. Notice that either way we subtract it. If you got a positive number here, you just got to understand that you're going to have a negative percentage because you're going from a larger number to a smaller number. So what I'm going to do now is take the total difference and divide it by family. And I'll put that work up here. And there's the work. Total difference divided by number of family households, some number over 100, cross multiply and divide. And the percent difference is 46.4% negative. Now just to explain what I have, it's the number of non-family households was 46.4% less than the number of family households. Now we're going to flip it the other way. So I flip the arrow the other way. The total difference is going to be a positive number now, this minus this, and I'll put that in here, which is just going to be, it's the same number as before, only it's a positive 38,950. And figure out the percentage change, total difference divided by non-family, right there. Scale to 100. And if you do it, you're going to get a positive 86.7%. Just as you can do it either way. And so now let me write a sentence to explain what I have here. So it's the number of family households was 86.7% more than the number of non-family households.